All Avatar Legends titles, logos, or characters featured in this video are used courtesy of Nickelodeon and Viacom International Inc. All rights to these materials are reserved, and none of the presented material should be construed as a canonical addition to the Avatarverse.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Only the Avatar can master all four elements. But this is not a story about the Avatar. Avatar Legends, a game for spirits. Hello and welcome everybody to Avatar Legends, a game for spirits. I, as always, am your GM, Petra Skelton. And before I introduce everybody else, before I talk about who I am and where we are right now, I want to ground us in the scene. It's been 10 years. 10 years where three of our adventurers, three people who some might call heroes, spent their lives incarcerated in brand new prisons, seemingly designed to make it so a bender's life would feel nigh inhospitable, as if they were made specifically for them. The world left them behind, continued to shift in roiling direction to roiling direction. None of them could track the changing seasons, moods, or atmospheres, except for one of them, who'd spent the last 2 decades somewhere else. So, with that said, let's get to introducing everybody, all of our wonderful players. As always, I would like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded territory of the Musqueam people, and as this is a game about, as has probably been made apparent at this point in the campaign, is about the violence of colonialism and how both people's ways of life and the very land itself can be affected and has been affected by these very real evils that exist in our day-to-day. So I would like to acknowledge that this is not our land. It is very much stolen before we get into it. With that said, starting with Cheyenne, introduce yourself, say who you're playing, and your pronouns.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Rouleau. I'm playing Aimee. I use she, they pronouns. Aimee is a airbender person. Great intro, Cheyenne.
Yeah, it's true.
It's been 2 weeks.
And we missed you very much.
Yeah.
I mean, I did enjoy having a whole screen.
Sorry.
It's been great.
He was bemoaning it a little bit last time. He was like, I'm gonna have to lose this?
Spread out every screen.
I rolled my dice over here.
But I did have some.
All the notes you're not taking.
The noodle arms.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Advantage of it.
With that said, Murdoch, please
Hi.
introduce yourself.
I'm Chris Murdoch. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Denpo of the Southern Isles, who is a waterbender and weapons fighter who focuses mostly on bendy, sticky, punchy, viney fighting styles. And he is very upset that he's been in prison for the last 10 years.
Denpo of the Foggy Swamp.
That's true. I actually wrote that on my new playbook. It went well off balance and has a whole new playbook.
And we'll get to that in a moment.
Hi, Trevor Gemma, he, him pronouns. I am playing Adon. Adon is a firebender from a very small town called Tylus that was a fire nation that has now been part of this great consolidation, moving people of different firebending communities into one on the islands that eventually will become the Fire Nation. Adon also is a changed person, having spent 10 years in solitary, essentially. He was a very fun-loving, artistic soul, and his light has been diminished.
I leave for 1 week.
You
Get a ticket.
We got our butts
y'all end up in jail. I've been gone 1 week. Hello, my name is Alan Williams. Pronouns he, him. And I am, as always, playing Khan Daili of the Eternal Mountain. Except now he has been also imprisoned in a wooden cage, half submerged in the middle of the ocean for a decade. And he has feelings about that.
I will admit, I was definitely expecting you to project a little bit more when you said Kondai Lee. I think that's the quietest you've ever said it.
Yeah.
It's, this bodes ill.
For who, though?
So, we are, of course, playing Avatar Legends by Magpie Games, who are wonderful folks and have given us so many of the assets that you're seeing before you on this screen. Wonderful system. Now, we also have a giveaway going on today, which is this lovely figurine, which happens to be of our lovely Aime. Look at me frame it with my hands.
We're calling them in-action figures.
In-action figures, there we go. Because they're not quite mini. But some good airbending action going on there. So you might be able to win that. We also have some functionality in the chat where you can relieve fatigue, you can shift someone's balance, which happened last episode to quite a great effect.
Yeah.
You can call a cameo, which has so far been very popular. And as a reminder, we got cabbages. And that comes up. So thank you, Jam, for that.
Thanks, Jam.
Give me that cabbage.
Oh yeah, exclamation point ticket in the chat. On Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, giveaways this time are in the live streams. Sorry.
We'll say, though, if you are tuning in and this is your very first episode, we always work to kind of catch you back up, but our episodes are starting to go up on YouTube. So first episode's live, second episode will be going up tomorrow. So you can start catching up.
See all my hairstyles.
Yeah, it does shift.
And mine.
See all of his hairstyles, too.
I'm fine.
I would also like to draw our attention to this wonderful new board. As we have
Fluffy!
we have shifted to the next book of our journey, which is, as you saw in the opening credits, Book 2, Chaos.
Chaos reigns.
This was made by the wonderful Chelsea and Tim over in the miniatures department, who have built some just gorgeous things, not even just for my game. Recorded another one this weekend, and we saw some gorgeous stuff there too. Just the team at Quest Coast is incredible.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Before we get to Aime and Aime's journey, we should talk about shifting positions as far as our balances are concerned. Some of you have changed. We won't get exactly into the change, but which direction should I push all of you? So, Aime, which direction are you?
Oh, all the way red.
All the way red.
Oh, your center is all the way red?
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes, indeed. Murdoch.
Chaos.
My center is a new center, so
Yep.
I think that's regular. But I am sitting 2 towards red.
2 towards red. 1 and 2.
With new principles.
Fantastic.
Playbook, eh? That's cool.
Yeah.
And yourself?
My center has shifted 1 white.
1 white.
Yeah, I'd been going red previously, but going that way now.
Fantastic. And, of course,
When you left me last, I was all the way white and pushed way out. But without changing my playbook and being imprisoned for as long as I have, I am now 1 towards red.
fantastic. Time changes many things. Time may heal old wounds, but it does foster grudges. That's what we're about to get into.
Well, I got a grudge.
For anybody who hasn't tuned into previous episodes, this is how we're tracking balance, which is a wonderful mechanic in this game. Every character has 2 principles. These 2 principles we've tracked with the 2 different sides of the pie show tiles. One cleaving a little bit more towards chaos, the other towards order. That's an additional wrinkle I just introduced for this campaign, but the balance mechanics, very much a very cool part of this game, and I encourage you to look into them.
Super fun way to track it. Very on brand.
Thank you very much to Julian, by the way, for making this, making the tiles, making the board. Incredible. So thankful for that. Your smile looked pained.
Nope, I'm just happy to be here.
No, I'm the monster. Okay. Whew. So,
He is.
Aime. Unlike the rest of your compatriots who found themselves behind bars, you were elsewhere when a call went out. The call that would have put you likely in a similar position. You were elsewhere, seeking the trail of a life you left behind. A trail that you finally caught. It takes you about 1.5 years to finally catch up. Keep getting little signs, little sigils, little pieces of the life that you abandoned or thought you were escaping. And you're expecting, when you finally reach this little area, little oasis within a desert, you're expecting to find your people. At the center of this little oasis, there's this giant piece of ice. It hasn't seemed to melt despite the heat. If you move close to it, it's still cool despite the beating sun that warps the air around it. Push further in. Aime discovers only one person not waiting for her, just waiting. What does Aime do in that instance? They're looking away from Aime, hunched, wrapped in rags fashioned as robes.
I found you.
They lift and look, and you see a very old man. Long, scraggly facial hair. A face worn by not simply time, but lack of drink and food. The flesh under their eyes sagging with age. They look to you. For a moment, they don't recognize you. Their eyes widen. Of course. Didn't think you were coming back. You're late.
Oh. Okay. What for?
They look around. All the others have moved on.
I may not fully trusting him. Takes a second. And she thinks she might be getting ambushed for a second. And really listens to hear if she can anything on the air, feel anything. And then she realizes he's telling the truth. And there's no one there. And her stance kind of relaxes. What did you do with him?
I should have done something. And they shrug off some of their robe makeshift robe to reveal that it is, in fact, Lungta, the previous leader of your cult, of the cult you belong to. Slumps down back where he was sitting before what looks like an old fossilized tree. I didn't do anything with them. We were going this way to find something. I kept thinking the dreams would come back and they didn't. And they got tired. Part of me wonders if you'd still been here, if I'd still had you on my side, if I would have been able to keep them in line.
I was never on your side.
You're probably right.
You don't look so good.
Thanks. I thought the life of an ascetic might finally do me some good.
Yeah, so no deity is coming down and lifting you up and you being all powerful. I'm not seeing that on you. Ooh.
What now? You here to put me out of my misery?
That would be really easy. This is kind of fun. Seeing you suffer after what you put everybody through. Your ego leading the way. Stealing children. Stripping us of any identity.
I thought I was doing what was right.
Sure you did. Did the children crying, did that help? You think you were doing the right thing? What part of that?
All children cry.
It's funny. I don't think you believe that yourself. But we'll let you wrestle with that. Where are they?
They went east. I thought they'd seek out Nanda, make this insult complete, but no, they wanted to do their own journey.
Imagine that. People wanting to think for themselves. Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me, when did you stop believing your own bull?
The day the Avatar didn't come to me. The day he didn't come to me and choose me as his airbending master. That was the day I knew.
Sucks to suck.
Is this your intent to simply stay here and make fun of an old man?
No, I think that'd be giving you too much credit. I have other stuff to do. Like, live my life. You know.
Did you take a name?
I've always had a name. It's you that gave me a name. What's your real name?
You know, I don't remember.
That's sad. I'm gonna call you Zero, I think.
Fits.
Yeah.
And Lungta will just sit there and they meditate, but in that sort of way that someone at the end of their rope does, looking for answers. How long does Aime remain there?
I think she does a couple of the, like, I'm leaving, and then she turns back and is like, and another thing.
Okay.
She has a lot to get out.
Yep.
So that goes on for a bit. But when she stops getting a reaction from him, That's when she knows she's not having an impact anymore.
Yeah, because he will just, at a certain point, he does just gray rock you.
Yeah.
Where does Aime head after that?
East.
East? Okay. So it takes you another couple of years, but I'm going to do this. You head to these islands. Oop. These islands right here.
Okay. The whole way there, she thinks of other things she could have said that were like really sassy and funny. You know, like when you're in the shower and you're like, oh, I could have said that. She has a lot of that.
When you reach the area, you pass over the Earth Kingdom. How are you traveling, by the way? Are you doing it by foot?
Yeah.
So it's a long travel. This takes you about a year, at least. But when you reach your destination, and there are clues, you find it. 3 mountains standing amongst the clouds. And at first, you're not certain if this is the place until you see someone step down out of the clouds and trim something from the side of the mountain before stepping back up the clouds in the familiar yellow and orange. Do you go up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a long climb. Like, even using bending, because I don't imagine you know cloud bending right now. So this is very difficult. But once you get about halfway, you do get noticed by one of the other acolytes that are here. And they notice you as they're trimming some more plants from the side of the mountain, and they're standing on what looks like a cloud. It's just under their feet. They're just trimming. They're wearing a habit similar to yours, a little bit less designed for like, oh, I'm gonna go on an adventure. Much more conservative in the way it lays across the body. You can tell that they're femme. Their head is shorn tight, but it's not shaved anymore. There are tattoos along their arms. And they look down at you. Hello?
Hi. I've been looking for you.
Yeah, I guess you have.
Yeah.
And they reach down, and it's at that moment when they reach down and the light kind of peers through the clouds a little bit more, and you can see them more clearly. It's Shiso. There is a necklace of like a rosary of beads along their neck, and have some earrings, but it's them.
The Aime.
I know.
And then I just
Yeah.
right to a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, right to a hug.
Definitely.
Tears.
Yeah, fully.
Not a lot of words. Clouds. Oh.
Here, I'll bring us up, and they start doing these motions, circular motions, and the cloud underneath you takes on more of the clouds that were clinging to the side of the mountain, build a platform under you, and you start lifting.
Oh. Cool.
As you reach the top, there are other monks going about different exercises. There's a maze of whirling doors that what look like young airbenders are currently trying to make their way through. And Shiso steps onto the white marble of what looks like the beginning of a temple. And she offers a hand to you.
Yeah, I take it. Why didn't you meet me before?
Lungta didn't. I didn't. If I left, everyone else was going to be trapped with him forever. He was just going to keep walking until they died.
You said you wouldn't leave me, and then you did.
I'm really sorry. I tried to do what I could. I thought if I didn't have the strength to find you, I would make a home for us. I was always a little bit more of a coward than you.
Looks like you did a pretty good job. Pretty nice.
Thanks.
How many?
It was everyone from Lungtis camp that left. They all, for some reason, finally listened. And we came here. I meditated and kept pointing us this direction. And I don't know, there's something about these mountains. They have something about them that... Close your eyes for a moment. She does the same. And if you do, there's a faint ringing in the air. Not unpleasant. Sounds almost like chimes. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's the spirits. I don't know how to explain it, but everything is thinner here. We can feel a genuine connection. So we started building, and then other people came. Apparently other air temples are being built.
And, people can come and go. It's not like a...
Yeah. It's just a place where people can be close to the spirits if they want to and learn if they want to.
And no one fought you?
No. We just got to be here. Nobody lived here before. We even spoke to some earthbenders that helped us build this place.
Sorry, I think I'm just feeling sorry for myself. But if I knew everyone was just going to agree and get up and live this beautiful life, I've been looking for a really long time because you said you were going to find me and you didn't.
I know.
And here I was walking around thinking all of you were still in danger. And why didn't you come find me?
And she gestures to everyone else. I had to take care of them.
Well, nobody took care of me.
You haven't had anyone?
I'm just really tired. I think I need to lay down.
That's okay. I have a room for you. And she so leads you to your room. And you notice that a number of your things that were left behind are there. And you sleep, you eat with these people, and people ask you questions. You notice that the people that recognize you from your days before, it's like they're all kind of nervous to approach you. And if you ever end up asking Shiso about it, she explains that this couldn't have happened without you leaving in the first place. Nobody thought that was possible. You were the first one, and because of that, everyone else found that strength.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know why I had to do it alone.
You didn't.
Well, I did. So,
I can't I can't take back mistakes of the past. I can just... I want there to be a future.
Yeah. It's just gonna take me a bit.
It's okay. Can we keep talking at least once a day?
Yeah.
Okay. How long does it take Aimee to get through what is a very valid feeling of abandonment?
I mean, I think she has a big pity party
Yeah.
for a while.
Understandable.
But I think it's in her connection with the other people there that she doesn't have a history with, you know, like, or it's more a superficial history, I guess. And seeing how happy they are, that she stops feeling sorry for herself a little bit. Still gonna be there. And it's when she realizes that she has some sort of value in the place too, because for a long time she's like, well, they did it all without me and they didn't come and get me and I guess they're all fine, I should just leave. And then she realizes she has some like things to teach the younger ones, and that kind of chills her out a little bit.
I think Aimee would have definitely had the kids approach her the moment she started doing her forms, because Aimee's airbending is very different from even several of the others here who've tried to learn new styles. All of their styles, you'll notice, are very defensive, very protective, and you have your very specific outwards and aimed and directed way of doing airbending. And so the kids here all like glom onto that, want to know this new style.
Yeah.
And for the first time, Aimee gets to be a teacher.
She tells them all about Adon's dragon in the mountain. Yeah. And like the vine bender she knows and all the like weird jobs she's been on. And I think it helps seeing like their excitement on their faces. It helps her like feel like she hasn't just wasted her life. And she lets the kids do her hair and make her jewelry. There's a lot of baubles on her now. She gets a little bit sillier. But I think it's still really tense between her and Shiso. Like it's gonna be tense for a while.
So in the second decade, where you've spent about 6-7 years there at this point, that's when you start seeing the first refugees. The first people moving past the mountains from different walks of life, who are surprised to find the Eastern Air Temple at all, but are extremely thankful for the aid that's offered. Would Aimee speak to helping these people or against it?
I think too, helping the
Okay.
people, because she's been exposed to so many different cultures and stuff that she's not fearful, I think, as some of the other air nomads like in her group that might have been kind of isolationists.
Yep.
I think it might be maybe even be her that's like fighting to let them in,
Okay, perfect.
because she knows that just because somebody is from somewhere else doesn't mean that they're bad.
Yeah. Okay, so then in that case, it's through these people that you learn, because you even see people that are firebenders that are running from the Fire Islands, which have erupted into the largest war that has ever racked the land. You hear about how the Earth Kingdom, if it can be called that, the Earth Fiefdom seems more accurate, with the amount of warlords that have popped up and claimed land for themselves. Borders shift daily. You learn that the Water Nation, Water Tribe in the north, began building the single greatest city that has ever been built without asking any of the people that already lived there, causing yet more civil unrest, causing yet more displaced peoples. You think to ask, what of the Avatar? Why isn't the Avatar fixing this?
Yeah.
And you find out that nobody knows. The Lotus is a visible thing. They show up, but they don't seem capable of rebalancing the scales.
And why hasn't the Lotus called on me in these 6 years to go? Like, I don't understand where my friends are, it's all very weird.
Yep. It's near the end of the second decade when you've had refugees pass by telling you all these stories where Shiso and yours relationship has remained distant but still connected. That Shiso insists you talk elsewhere than usual. She leads you down the mountain, one of the mountains, into its sister mountain, the one that doesn't have a populous temple, it's more of just a place to meditate. When she leads you there, she leads you past the main grounds, deeper and further along the mountain, until finally you find a beautiful garden with cairn stones, with symbols that you recognize from Adon's people. You see sigils of what must be prehistoric air nomads. You see that this circle was clearly built by multiple benders. This scrimshawed bone and water features that feel like they should be impossible, and structures that are clearly made through bending. And Shiso says, when you meditate, I know spirits aren't usually of interest to you, but I wanted to show you something. And I know it's not going to make up for how I failed you. I know none of this can. Can I please show you something beautiful? And so she guides you down onto the stone. It's smooth to a degree that's almost impossibly, to a degree where you can see pebbles that are out of place. You sit. She holds her hands out. You put your hands in hers, and she guides you through breathing. At first, it feels like nothing. But then there's fireflies in the air that weren't there before. It's night when it was day. The sky has whorls and whorls in it that did not exist prior. The plants all around you seem more vibrant, in impossible colors you've never seen before. And odd creatures that look like they themselves radiate light, clamor and climb all around rock, stone, plant, and water, even the air. She so opens her eyes. I found this place when I fell down here. I thought I had given myself a head wound. I didn't know you could reach the spirit world via head trauma, but I did learn. Just be happy I didn't try and teach you that way.
This is crazy.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
You can just We're fine. We just can't bend while we're here. I don't mean like you're not allowed. I mean, and she does a motion and nothing happens. We have no bending while we're here. I don't know.
I'm suspicious of that at first. I'm like, okay, it's cool. It's fine. I'm not injured.
I have other bad news to share with you. And I wanted to do it in a place that was a little better. I learned where your friends are.
Where are they?
And that's where we're gonna go to you guys.
I don't know, but come get us.
Help!
Help me! I fell down. Mama fell down.
Starting with Airdown. But first I'm going to describe your prisons. So for Airdown's case, you are deep somewhere. It's frigid. The air is almost a solid thing for how cold it is. Ice clings to the walls. Your current cage is made of wrought iron. It wasn't always. You're an older man now. But how have the years treated Odin?
Adon has spent a lot of time meditating, and I would say for the first period of time, just entirely trying to focus his inner energy to stoke the fire within to warm himself. Because he wasn't bound, so thinking that he could formulate some sort of way,
Right.
with enough time to get out of this ice prison. First cell being just made of ice.
Yeah. They learned why that was a bad idea.
Yes. So I do have a question that I forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
Outside of game, how do the guards treat him?
So you're treated initially. They treat you like this is any other prison.
Okay.
When you have the prison made of ice, they're waterbenders that are your guards.
Yeah.
After your first attempt, though, you're treated somewhat more harshly, but not in a they're cruel way, more in the you were a dangerous animal sort of way.
Okay. Early days, Adon would very much be trying to summon up the ability to bend and warm himself enough that he can access some way to project fire.
Right.
But up until that point, he would do breath control, but then also once he was able to just warm himself enough, he would then meditate and try to project into the spirit world
Okay.
a lot, as frequently as he could, as a way to see if he could either reach out to his friends or get in touch with the young dragon that he is very worried about.
So the young dragon doesn't answer initially, and in fact, meditating in these surroundings is difficult.
Very.
For the first couple of years. Like, it takes you legitimate years to get to the point where you can forget your body and move into the spirit world. But when you start doing it, it gets a little bit more tolerable. You manage to do that. You let out your first call for your friend, and they don't show up for the first year and a bit. But it's the oddest thing, because you can feel them getting closer. And in the second decade, or near the end of this decade, sorry, I was used to saying second decade because she had 2 decades. Not being that mean and saying you were in there for 2 decades, that's too much.
He stayed extra. Bad behavior.
There was bad behavior.
Yeah, there was, but that's fine.
We'll get there.
Yeah. So near the end of the decade, your friend does find you.
Okay. Before making contact, as anytime after, eventually, I see the arc being like desperation, thinking I can get out of here, but then just overcome with the cold and having to just survive. And then eventually hitting a level of, I can't get out of here, acceptance. And then this path of meditation happens.
Yep.
And then the desperation of being able to make contact with the dragon, to know it's okay. A word from Adon's past just plays itself over and over in his head. And it is Dochas, which means hope.
Okay.
And that becomes sort of a mantra and something that he just focuses on while he's in the spirit world and calls out with.
Okay. So eventually, your friend, the young dragon, now adolescent, slightly older than adolescent, you see it. It's grander in appearance than you remember it being, but it has the same light behind its eyes. And it wraps around you, and as that happens, you feel yourself warm.
Hey. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm in a bad place.
And you notice that it begins to look around at your confines, as if it can see where you are, not just in the spirit world.
Do you know where this is?
There's clear recognition in its eyes, and it nods.
I'm gonna try to get out of here, but I don't know that I can. I don't know where my friends are. You haven't met them yet, but there's Denpo and Khan were with me before I ended up here. And Aime wasn't. I don't know if they got her or where she is. Do you know a way to contact people through the realms?
And they dip their head and like move it a little closer to you, as if like urging you to put your hand on it. And as you do, there's a new connection you feel. It's not to your friends.
Yeah.
This instance, it's like you feel warmth come from elsewhere. For the first time in forever, it's like wrapping your hand around a flame. And its eyes lock with yours, and there's a recognition, a promise that gets made there. And then you're back in your cell, and there's a small ember in your hand. And we're now going to go from you to Denpo. That was incredible, by the way. Well done.
Ah, whew.
So good. The performances that you two have already done are so good. We were going to a darker place, and everyone was just like, bet, we're set.
We got
that,
big
Trevor?
feelings. We got big feelings.
Okay, Denpo, let's get this in a silly mood. No, it's fine. We've gotten a lot of my cabbages redemptions right now. I gotta tell you, that's not necessarily gonna happen right away, but it will happen, I promise.
That has to be an integral way they get out of prison.
I will say that as a small cameo, and maybe just pointing this out, these prisons you may recognize from Korra, where they're later used to incarcerate certain other people that belong to an organization that, who knows, maybe might have something to do with this. It's fine.
The layers.
So here.
It's like a 7-layer dip.
Denpo,
So
moving to the opposite direction, you, wherever you are, must be... It doesn't take you very long to assume that it must be the inside of a volcano? Because it is so hot. The air is oppressive in an opposing way. It's humid and boiling. Sorry, it's not humid. It's dry as hell. If it was humid, you'd be in a good place.
no, I got parched lips.
Yeah, it's dry. Your hands are bound. because I'm assuming they would learn really quickly that having a waterbender's arms free when they can sweat is a very bad idea. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
When they need to give you food and water.
No, I was trying to shoot sweat darts out of my armpit. It wasn't quite working.
So yeah, you're bound with your arms upwards. They feed you water via a large spoon and do with food the same way. No ability to bend with any limb whatsoever. Ooh. How is Denpo handling this?
Strangely politely.
Ooh. Okay.
Every time they feed him water, he just gives them a name. He's like, thanks, Roderick. He's just making up names that don't exist in the world. You know? Patrick and Jim and stuff like that. and Lee, of course, Lee.
Yeah.
And every time he's like, yeah, thanks, Bussing. He calls everyone either Bussing or his made up their fake made up names. It says thank you every single time. He has been learning to bend the water in himself.
Ah.
He can't do much outside of himself. But every time they come back in, his tattoos are a little bit different, and it weirds them right out.
Oh, yeah.
Little messages and stuff every once in a while. There's eyeballs. They watch them.
Patrick,
They
I'm watching.
don't like it. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
They don't like that at all. And what he's been doing mostly is waiting until the one day that they feed him a fresh tomato. And he keeps one seed in the corner of his mouth.
Okay. So, yeah, I imagine they basically, that would happen. Is the intent to allow it to grow? Is the intent? Because I will say your backpack, the thing you had, the plant, is long dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was pretty broken about that. But he realized immediately that letting them see any of that would be to his detriment.
Right.
So it was better to be cheery, sing irritating songs.
Yep. Cool.
Like all the songs. He's been naming moves, you know? He's like, he can't do any of them, but he's like, guys, I think I've made up a new move. I'm gonna hit someone between the legs and call it Naughty Monkey Plucks the Cashews. You know, just stuff like that. Just to mess with them all the time.
So most of your guards don't vibe with it. They're weirded, creeped out, or just annoyed. There is like one that actually like you're not sure if it's pity or if genuinely like circumstance that they feel trapped by, but like they're nicer to you than the other ones. And they genuinely like they always make sure that you're getting a little bit more food or that like your restraints are a little bit looser, stuff like that. And it's actually them that smuggles in the tomato. And so when they are basically like setting everything up, like someone else is setting up to feed you, and they come up and are like, hey, they need you over there. But I'm supposed to no, do you think I just came over here to lie to you? Person wanders off. They like unfold out of some fabric. Ripe tomato. Put it in the straw. Hand it off to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Lee? He eats his tomato with no hands, so it's pretty messy.
Yeah, just
Super messy.
they like get a rag, clean your face, all that.
Do I have something in my tea? Just kidding.
I have friends in the Foggy Swamp, and I just want to say, this isn't right.
Oh, I would have to agree with you. Thank you. Can you get me a message home?
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you just tell Bam Bam that I'm here? I love him, I miss him, and I miss our people.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
And they leave. And the interesting
Bye,
thing,
Lee.
they leave, and by which I mean you hear other guards talking about it like a day or two later that they never showed back up for a shift.
Wow.
They're fully gone. We're gonna go to Khan. Khan,
So,
your prison is, well, it couldn't be in a volcano. It couldn't be in an Arctic area. It is in the middle of the ocean on a floating platform that's like if someone took several boats and like lashed them together to make something.
A flotilla.
Yeah, basically. I
I gotta go.
your
That's gotta be a word for it.
That's what they're.
yeah. It wasn't just a pun, guys. We're actually learning here. Okay. Your prison is made of wood, which seems like an insult, but the planks are like about as thick as the trunks of trees, and they're bound by iron. There's no stone, no earth, nothing for you to move. Your guards feed you via food on bowls. They have no fear of you.
Poorly made dumplings with far too many scallions.
Yep.
And
Broth that's so thin it's basically just water.
the steamed cabbage that has no imagination.
Someone just like, you hear other people complaining about it too, and somebody in the kitchen's, but my cabbages. I'm sorry, I know that was weak.
That
Bear
was
with me.
great.
That was great.
Variation.
Oh, my God.
Cabbages. It's fine. We're good. We're fine. It's all fine here. How are you?
How big is my cell?
Your cell is, I would say, about 8 by 8. So it's big enough that you can kind of move around, you can pace, you can work out. It's not going to do any good in their eyes anyways. But yeah, you're able to move around a lot better than your other friends who are not in that same place. So how does Khan spend this decade? What does Khan do? What does it mean to be the Eternal Mountain if you're behind bars?
In order to be the Eternal Mountain, you need to stay strong.
Yeah.
And not strong in the way that you're trying to push your way out, but strong in the way that you're trying to stay standing and show them what that is. So for the first couple of years, he doesn't talk. He just stays strong. If he's not exercising, if he's not eating, then he is just standing in the same spot, or he'll sit in the same spot, or he'll sleep in the same spot. But then he kind of picks his points in his cell to do each thing. And he never varies from that thing. And then after that, he starts talking, but to himself. He starts naming moves, but not bending moves. I'm so proud of you. But not
All for you.
not bending moves. He starts to name Paisho movements. And he starts having games of Paisho against himself in his own head.
Interesting. As you do that, one of those games, the longest running game, not one of the ones, the practice ones you run for yourself, you're doing those movements, moving your pieces. And after you place you do your first move after placing your pieces, in your mind's eye, you feel the other side's piece move.
It's good to see you again. It's been a long time. Is it who I think it is?
You get no answer.
I make another move to counter it, as if to bait them into what I think they would do after that.
They do something on the complete opposite side of the board.
Oh. Interesting. I take another tile again in my mind's eye and just place it down.
And again, opposite side of the board.
I take another tile and I place it down on the opposite side.
And
So
they
up
place their next piece opposing that piece. Each time you think you can nail down exactly what they're going to do, they don't do that. It keeps you on your toes. You have to learn a new flow. But both this game and the games that follow teach you a new rhythm. Something else. So at this point, we're going to move away from you and back to you. In the midst of this conversation.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all
I was
good.
really excited about that. So, where was I?
So she had
Serious and scared, yes.
with you in the spirit world. I figured out a way you can reach your friends. And they've just told you basically where your friends are, that they're in prison. I figured out how you can talk to them. I was trying to figure out how to use it to talk to you for years. And I couldn't do it. But,
The Avatar. He talked to me without talking to me. And I've heard voices before. Whispers, not yours. But sometimes it's been nonsense and sometimes it's really helpful. Finding Lungta
do you hear them now?
here. Are they in the room with us right now? No.
Actually, as the GM, I'm going to say right
Yep.
now you do.
Okay, that's the hotter choice. We like that.
And you hear a voice, quiet, but finally a coherent thing here in the spirit world. And it feels deep, like the recesses of the ocean or the furthest reaches of your mind. It's almost time.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah.
What did it sound like?
It's almost time.
I mean, you're always terrible at impressions. Fine. Okay, you need to figure out where. If you could reach your friends, you could all meet in the spirit world.
Okay. I don't know how to talk back, though. I get they talk to me, but I don't know how to.
Like the voice in your head or your friends?
Both.
Well, I'll show you how to reach them.
Well, then how come you can never reach me?
I couldn't figure.
I just feel like.
I couldn't figure it out before. I legitimately tried.
Hey, I don't want to argue. Not here. Not in the spirit world. It's too pretty. We'll talk about it tonight.
Okay. Okay. I'll show you how to do it.
Thank you.
And you fold out of the spirit world. It's at this instance. All of you are at different places in your cells. And you can speak to all of them, and they'll all hear what you say.
Why are you in prison?
I may.
Yeah.
That?
Can she hear us?
No.
Okay.
Man, you guys are just really bad at this without me. I think you need to come to the spirit world, and then I can get you out.
It's when I hear that I'm like, oh, this isn't a memory.
Yeah.
Also, my hair looks totally different.
Denpo's trying to say things back, but
Do all of you try and begin to meditate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I already was.
Okay. So, how does I may guide them into the spirit world? This is entirely up to you what this sounds like.
Okay, close your eyes. And don't, like, peek. And listen to the wind. Even if it feels still. You can hear a little chime on the wind. And if you breathe into that chime, your breath will start to create the same sound. Keep breathing until you can't tell a difference between the wind outside of you and the wind inside you.
Look at me. Airbending.
If you open your eyes, you're sitting in a glade together. A glade you've never been. All of you are sitting in a ring together.
hi.
Hey!
And he goes, he gives her a big spirit.
All right, buddy.
Just
You got old.
Come here.
so much better shape. So much better shape.
I know, right?
Really good, yeah.
You had all the hair and then you have less of the hair.
I'm just trying something out.
You guys are okay.
Yeah.
Did they get you too?
No. No, I've been living my best life in a temple. I found my people. We've been chilling.
You found them?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all good. Like it's really beautiful up there. I'd love to bring you, but yeah, I didn't know you were in prison. I was just waiting for a call for you guys to, let's go on a little adventure. I didn't.
We tried to convince the Avatar. And we did.
And that's
Whatever.
Something inside him
got weird.
woke up and we got our butts kicked.
I may, in looking at all of them, and you guys might not have noticed this yet, but all the finery you physically are wearing right now does not befit what you currently look like in the prison, but in the spirit world, this is what you look like.
Hey. Guys, we gotta glow up.
Yeah.
Spirit will glow up.
Yeah.
Look like a prince.
Feel like
I am.
That's okay.
Doesn't count. I'm not bragging. This is the mantle of my father. I wasn't supposed to earn this yet.
I don't know if you can get us out. I tried to break out years ago, and
How long you been in there?
a decade.
I have no idea how long it's been.
I think it's 10 years.
That's really
I can see the stars sometimes.
I broke out of my cell, my first cell, because I got help, a bit of help,
and I was able to bend, but where I am is really cold. I don't know where it is. I didn't get out of the actual facility, but now they've got me in. There wasn't a cage, now there's a cage and ice.
It's been 9 years and 11 months.
I lost count so long ago.
I've been a game of pie show for each. Been playing the game.
They gave you have a game?
Oh, no, in here. In here, it's in here.
Oh, that is so not surprising, but it's so great.
Each game of pie show has a resulting effect. It creates a pattern on the board, and that board itself becomes a piece in the grander game.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh. It's just tiles all the way down.
Yes, but if you have to look at the bigger picture.
You know, your brain works.
where are you?
I'm at an Eastern air temple.
A what?
An air temple my people been building.
So, do you have other benders?
Yeah, like lots.
Are they good fighters?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really focus on the whole hurting other people kind of thing. It's kind of not cool
But
I get
based
it.
on our trauma.
but you can.
Yeah.
So the Avatar used a technique on us where he took away our air and everything went black.
Oh,
Can you do that?
I do it a little bit to Adon so I can feel it.
No, you can't.
Not in the spirit realm.
Oh, we're in the spirit world. Yeah, I can do that.
More importantly, do you think you could figure out a way to stop Eco from doing that to us?
Almost time. And you hear that.
Okay, did you hear that?
What?
Did we?
I just get I get voices in my head. It's okay.
I don't hear, but I play.
Can you teach the other airbenders to do that? Cause then if you could sneak into the prisons we're in, you don't have to kill them. You could just knock everybody out and get us out.
Yeah, I feel like I have to go to a bit of a dark place. My past, but I think I could do it. I just need to know where you are though.
I don't know where I am.
I'm in the ocean.
It's time.
There's someone.
And you all hear that.
What?
You hear a voice.
Okay,
It's time
That's-
now.
that's the guy I've been hearing.
I hear that.
Yeah,
It's a scary sounding voice.
Yeah.
Are you ready, little ones?
Who is this?
Well, since Aiden asked the magic question, what happens is, and I'm gonna go cutscene mode on your butt for a moment. Okay. Aiden turns and says, "Who is this?" And as if the world around you were shifting, like was being moved around you, like it was on a treadmill or on a wheel. You feel yourself moving through the spirit world until finally you are standing at the foot of a massive tree with twisted red bark. At the center of the knot of the tree, one large red eye looks out at all of you.
Well, I've been here.
You've been
You've
here?
been here? It's
When?
like the pieces.
The other times I've been to the spirit world, occasionally I've seen this place.
Hello, little ones.
Hello.
I am Vatu, and I think it's time we had a talk. And that's where we're gonna call break. So we are gonna be back in.
Abs go so fast.
Yeah, they sure do.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Please stick around.
I need a
There's
tissue.
more to come. We're gonna get into some cosmology, people.
Remember to enter for this little thing, your chance to win, exclamation point ticket. You can also up to 10. It costs 1,000 stream elements point. Exclamation point points to see how many points you have.
And we're so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you in 10 minutes, folks.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's time.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Avatar Legends, a game of spirits. Speaking of spirits, our heroes have found themselves in the spirit world, reunited after a decade or two.
And it feels so good.
Exactly. But that reunion, that tearful reunion, we were trying to make plans of breaking free of the bonds that bind you, was interrupted by a new voice. One that insisted that it was time. And the moment you confronted, or one of you confronted that voice, you were whirled away through the spirit world towards the source of that voice, which happened to be a large tree. Red bark. Limbs twisted like some animal in pain. And at the center, a vast eye staring out at you through a yawning knot in this tree that's bigger than all of you put together. This thing bears down at you with an orange-red light, like the fading dawn.
Just say to everybody, we can't bend here.
There'll be no need. Its voice is loud.
Time for what?
Understanding.
Oh, that's good.
You stood against the Avatar, did you not?
Barely.
Not for long.
I'd say he stood against us.
No, I wasn't asking about her. I was asking about the Avatar.
Wait,
Who's her?
who's her?
Was her who took over?
Now, there's no face, so you can't see a smile. But in the way that it speaks, you can feel the expression. Of course. It's easy to forget how short your lives are. And you would, of course, forget. Well, I won't be sparing myself any shame, so I don't know why I wouldn't just tell you. My sibling, Rava, rests within your avatar.
The Avatar is just a skin sack.
No. They are 1 and 2. The first avatar, a man named Juan, worked with Rava to bind me in this prison.
Why?
She feared what would happen were I to be in control for the next 1,000 years. 10,000 years.
What does happen if you're in control for the next 10,000 years?
My sister and I represent opposing elements of the world.
Like fire and water?
No. More raw.
Bigger.
She represents, as she would say, peace. And I represent chaos. The way she spoke to Juan and told Juan, I would bring about an age of darkness, blanketing your world and leaving you to be destroyed by the spirits that would have taken over. This is not the case, but it didn't matter.
What do you want with us?
You all represent agents of chaos.
Definitely down.
I don't know about that. We were bringing peace to people.
Rava presents herself as the spirit of peace. It's a lie. Peace and chaos are not opposing.
What is
Order and chaos.
Okay. They did call it order when they were talking about. Have you seen the Lotus lately?
No.
Oh man.
They suck now.
Something bad's going on there.
Well, I know we've been getting a ton of refugees from all over.
Yeah, we found Dempo in the last place they sent us to was a swamp, and there was a bunch of people there that were all refugees. And then they sent like a military. Like when we first met the Lotus, they said no military, nothing like that. Like they were talking about there was so many people just because there was a couple people who stole some stuff because they were hungry. It was a real bad vibe.
That's what I've been hearing. The people that have been coming through, people from Fire Islands.
What's going on the Fire Islands?
War consumes your world.
We thought we had Eco convinced. He said that he was gonna stand down. And then all of a sudden he did the glowy thing. It looked like he had a fish on his ribs or something like that was also glowing. And then whatever that was seemed to take him over, and that's what kicked our butts.
Yeah, it was.
Is that Rava?
Yes. Rava is not supposed to puppet the Avatar, but your Avatar.
I want to assess the situation.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my people tell this story of
Yeah.
Vatu and still know who Rava and Vatu are.
Yeah.
They still think that Vatu is the spirit of essentially
Evil.
evil.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Big
Okay, I guess I gotta roll first. 9, all right, no,
Yeah.
11. Let's
go.
Why can I not? It's
Don't worry
It's
about
fine.
It's
fine.
Yeah, 11. So that means,
What's your creativity?
oh, yeah, that's a good question. 1. So
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Big +1 ongoing when acting
Filet mignon, hot man.
on the answers. Okay, so if I act on the answers of this information, then I get +1.
There you go. So what are your questions?
What here can I use to help me assess the truth?
Well, you do have connection to the spirits.
I got one.
And I also, sorry, I have a connection to this, okay? Oh man, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
What is the biggest threat here?
Nope.
They're not a great list. Not a great list. Yeah,
no.
exactly. Yeah. See, that's
Not
what
at all.
Yeah.
Just a tree, you know.
The thing that's the greatest threat to you
Big spider.
is at the edge of the forest,
Oh shit.
distant from where you are. This vast ring of twisted land. You see shapes among these multicolored trees, things that flit about and move like spirits, but have glowing eyes, purplish bodies,
Just you see this.
and seem to twist and undulate in unrecognizable ways as they stare out at you.
Do I recognize them? Have I seen that before? In the creepy places that I've inhabited?
I will say, because you've lived near jungles and areas like that where there are predatory animals, predatory animals sometimes come to clearings just to waiting for the moment when they have their instance to come out.
Okay.
So they're the most immediate threat. They're not an immediate threat, if you get.
Okay.
Is that all?
Can I act on that?
Yeah, sure. Which one do you want to act on?
The hint that I have a connection to the spirit world.
How do you want to act on that?
I'm gonna go touch the tree
Okay.
and see what I can get from the tree.
Okay. So Denpo steps forward and touches the tree.
Feels like
Because
you
he
know.
saw this tree when he was in the top of the balete tree in the middle of the swamp.
If you
He has the inkling that these two are like mirrors of each other in the spirit world and not. And he wants to see if he can get a true idea of Vatu's intentions. What does a world where Vatu has control look like?
Okay, so you touch the tree and you reach inside. And you learn in that instant, so much information passes past you. It's not like connecting to the tree, the banyan tree, at the center of the foggy swamp where you feel a connection. This feels like a million voices are yelling at you all at once, but it's peeled back. And you have certainty. Vatu does not want to be in control.
Chaos doesn't reign.
And relay that to my friends.
Well, as you were approaching, the last thing that Vatu said was that war is ravaging the Fire Islands.
All lands.
Oh, the whole world is sounding.
Even the tribes of Earth.
Are my people okay? How do you know?
This tree has many names. It will eventually be known as the Tree of Time. In it, I see all that is, all that was, and all that will be. And some that might.
Can I make a move?
Sure.
I'm gonna make a move. This is taken from a new playbook.
Okay.
Based on her past, she has a suspicious mind. So she's going to use a move called Suspicious Mind. And I've been watching at looking at the eye very carefully and looking at the eye, like the way it's been interacting with everybody. And I'm going to see if I can get some truth out of them. 7, okay? So I can ask one question,
Ask away.
and they must answer honestly.
Okay. So we'll do this in character. Ask your question in character.
What do you want us to do right now?
Be free.
I would love that. How can you get us out of our...
No. I can't do much of anything in here.
Be free of
Trapped. And they slam against the barrier holding them there that you now realize isn't their eye, it's like a literal barrier keeping them in there. And they kind of swirl. And you realize as they're swirling, their shape is a blackened version of the shapes you saw on the Avatar's body. They whirl like a kite back towards that eye, that central place. I'm trapped and will be for centuries.
So yeah, what do you want?
I want you.
You see everything. Maybe you could.
I do not see everything.
This is pretty inconsistent.
I see all that is, all that was, all that will be, and some that might be.
Oh, sounds like everything.
Sounds like a lot of
But
everything.
a lot of everything.
But it could be
some
not
that
things.
might be is things that could be things that couldn't be.
Yeah.
Still part of everything.
It's like I could put the tile here, or I could put the tile in.
Yes.
Very semantic.
You're
difference.
sloppy, by the way.
Ouch. He's been playing Fractal Mind Pie Show for 10 years. That's not sloppy.
This is the one opponent I couldn't be.
Oh, cool. You've been talking to me,
Yes.
and you've been helpful,
Yes.
and I appreciate you. I'm not sure how to beat Rava or get Rava out of the Avatar or disconnect them. I don't know.
Your friends already reached the Avatar once. What's their name?
Eco?
It's Eco this time. So many names. So many lives. I do not know why this one turned to Rava as much as they have, but you reached them more than any others. Only they can hold Rava back. Only they can choose to stop relying on her. You need to help them see that sense.
Okay.
The world is not a naturally orderly place.
While you were talking to I kind of got Khan to watch, and I'm reaching out to Dohas.
There's no answer. Do you look up at Vatu? Your friend is seeking you. Not in this world.
Have they?
Can you tell us? You see a lot of things. I'm the only one that's free from prison right now in the natural world. Can you tell me their locations so I can make them free?
You don't need to. They already freed themselves. They just don't know it yet.
Themselves.
You need not swear to me. Do as you will. Please, don't let her do everything to this world that she feared I would.
Heavy.
Thank you.
And the world begins to swirl around you. Swirl. And then you're back in your cells. You're sitting in. I was
gonna say, guys, when do we meet up?
Well, to be fair, you know where she is. So.
I know I'm home. Like, I know home. I know I'm back. I know
That's messed up, man.
That's a problem. It's institutionalized. I know I'm back in my cell again.
Home
I'm
is
back,
where the heart is.
I'm back in the material realm. But I keep my eyes closed. And I think about what I'm gonna do to get out of here. And then something hits me. And like in my mind's eye, the only thing I can see left is the pie show board, and I smile and I just place one more piece right in the middle. Okay. I stand up, and I knock on the wood of the cell.
As you do so, flakes of salt shake off of it from the seawater.
And I just start hitting every pillar, first with my fists and then with my arms. And as I do, the salt starts to fall, but instead of letting it hit the ground, I start to bend it around my hands and around my arms. It's gonna take a while. And I start to just hit every pillar in the cage of mine.
Okay, we're gonna go to you. I have a thing for you.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance to react coming out of this first, though.
Okay. Knowing that I'm going back to my body, just trying to summon everything I can. And as I open my eyes, I'm trying to release breath of fire.
So you go, and nothing comes out, but then distantly, and for a second your mind thinks you must have combustion bent because the wall. And a number of the waterbenders that are in your area are like, all get ready, pull out water. They start whirling it, and steam cuts through it. And they stumble, and you hear screams as the room fills with fog. As people like hit the deck, as a large shape whirls through the air. And then claws, and the bars begin to bend.
As soon as there's a gap big enough, I am diving through them.
And you land upon the body of Dohas.
Good to see you. Let's get the hell out of here.
And it begins to start kind of clawing its way out along the walls, heading its way upwards to freedom. You see ice that has been shaped from fire, scoured. People don't know what to do. People are trying to attack the dragon and failing. But I'm gonna get you to roll roll with your principal in this instance.
Wow!
13.
Wow! I watched that, and that second one spin and land on the 6.
Nice.
So, as these waterbenders are throwing spikes of ice, whips of water at you, how are you defending? There is steam and fire coming off of the dragon.
As every little gout of fire comes, I just bring it toward myself, breathe it in, and there's just gouts of flame going off either side, making them cower. Just insanely powerful. Just 10 years of seething rage pressed inside me and released with every breath.
Okay, you've set the scene beautifully. We're gonna shift from you to Denpo. Denpo, what was your plan with the seed?
Coming out of this this vision, Denpo is certain about what he wants to do. He waits until the next time he gets a drink. He's like, "Oh, thank you, Lee. Just can I have another drink? I've just been so dehydrated lately." He takes the biggest drink and he goes, "I've been so dehydrated because I've been drinking for 2." And goes, "Rah!" And this plant grows out the corners of his mouth. It winds all the way up the chains and then breaks the ends of the chains. And he goes, "Yeah!" And he's got chains wrapped around his arms as the plant like slowly grows through all of the cracks and breaks the door down.
These firebenders immediately go like this and gain fire daggers. They launch at you, but you have spent the last decade preparing for this. So can you roll with your principal as you break the hell out of this place?
My new principle is action. Oh, and I'm 2 there, so. Oh no, 4. 6. So he drunken masters his way out of this place.
Yeah.
Sore, he's not really working right, but he just works with whatever gets thrown at him. He throws a chain out and slides in between someone's legs, and as he's doing it, he loops the other chain around his leg and goes, "My friend Khan would call this angry donkey kicks his master," and kicks the guy in the butt.
I would.
And instead of falling forwards, he flips all the way over because of the chain that's stuck on him. And then he ends up in between Denpo's legs, and he just goes, boom, and butt bounces the guy right in the chest. All the air is gone.
So you're gonna take 2 fatigue for me? In this instance, it actually gets a little intense. You start getting surrounded. It looks like it's gonna go a bad way. And then you hear familiar sound. And the door. And your friend, the combustion bender, comes around the corner. Quite a bit bigger than you remember in the way that they've clearly been working out.
Nice.
Quite a few scars. They have a they have a prosthetic hand.
Cool.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
And they look.
Be safe, kids.
Their gender is still very non-specific, very andro vibes, but they look at all of the people standing around you. They're still standing. There's not a lot of them, but there's enough that it would have been a problem. They look at them and go, lie down, or this gets more fun for me. And they all like,
Yeah, one lie down.
Bam Bam, you're looking hench.
you don't look the best.
I know. I'm very, really sore.
It's fine.
It's very weak.
Just atrophied.
Very dehydrated.
And they like lift you onto their shoulder and go, "That's okay. We're getting out of here." And they start heading that way. We're gonna go back to Con.
So I imagine that the guards have just been hearing thud after thud after thud slowly make its way around my cell for a little around half an hour. Boom, boom, boom. And then faster, firm. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And then when it gets to where their head is, I just go.
Yes. What is the meaning of this racket?
I speak to them directly for the first time. I've always talked to myself, like if I'm talking about them, but I speak to them directly for the first time in a decade. And I say, I would like to lodge a complaint about the food accommodations here.
They didn't tell me you were a comedian.
I'm not. Could you please tell the chef that he needs to use more salt? And I push through
Nice.
my stone hands like crystalline white with the most dense salt like fists. I take a look around at the guards around me. What kind of benders are they?
So there's a combination. Unlike the others where they're using the extreme opposites, here you have a variety of different benders. That one that was just knocked forward with your cage that is now flopped forward. They're all getting ready.
Some of you here have faces I don't recognize. Do any of you know who I am?
You back, baby.
Don't listen to him. He's all bluff. He's just an old man at the end of his rope.
I got a lot of rope left. And I use my crystalline fists and I like plunge them into the plank underneath me and I launch into the air.
Can you roll for me? I just want to see how this is going to go for you.
Yeah.
The vibe. So far, the vibes are immaculate. Everybody's doing great stuff here.
That is a 9.
With your principal.
Oh yeah. 11.
Cool. So you just continue describing what you're doing.
Yeah, so I like plunge it into the air and seemingly from nothing, I pull more salt out of the air into my hands and kind of like form a ball and just start throwing them down at everyone.
They don't, man. They're not ready for this unforeseen kind of bending as they're pelted into the deck of the flotilla. And you manage to get out to one of the...
You said flotilla.
Yeah. I listen. You manage to get out towards one of the boats that leaves.
I walk.
Okay.
Like there's no just.
You see one person is in the midst of unloading crates. I'm sorry. And they're unloading crates, and the person goes, they're like, one of the people who's helping them with it, looks at you. They're behind the person who's clearly Lotus that is unloading the last of the crates. And the other person behind them looks at you, sees you and goes, "Oh, you're already out. Okay." and just kicks the guy into the water.
I sit down on the boat and say, "Ugh." I just let the sun kind of hit me for the first time in a really long time, and I say, we have to go.
Yeah, well, I was here to help you, and you already did it, so... Okay, well, good to see you. Khan, right?
Sure.
Fantastic. Tamlin.
I know.
Good. And you look at Tamlin. Tamlin has aged in that sort of way where it's still really hard to tell how old they are. They're older than you, but like still have that fun, like that really strong. Perfect example is, you know, James Hong's energy.
Yeah.
Where he's always youthful. He has that internal youth that just yeah. That.
He's been old since I was a kid, and he's always been like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that kind of energy.
James Hong. Perfect.
And as he grabs, grabs like the sail, sets everything up, and goes, "Oh, if you're hungry, there's some cabbages in the back."
I just kind of like wince at the thought, and I say, never again.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have to make a few detours. You cool with that?
Where?
Set out.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does Tamlin wear blue?
So, I will tell.
Wondering a little heritage there on.
I will tell everyone that. Small spoiler, but I feel like otherwise I'm just burying the lead. Tamlin will 100% be the great. I could keep going all night.
I'm gonna say ancestor too.
Ancestor to Varric.
Yes.
It runs in the
The only way to deal with crazy girls is to lie big and leave fast.
Don't follow that advice.
That is not true.
If that worked, everybody would be rid of me so quick. Okay, so get aboard.
I think that's happened to me. This feels familiar in a bad way.
Okay, so everybody is absolutely killing it. Everybody is saying that you are salty, and then a word I can't say because this is a PG-13 stream.
Chat does not abide by those rules.
And people redeemed for the dragon, which is very nice. Love the dragon. So the boat goes off. And it's at this point that I play my GM card and reveal that this wasn't chronological in the order I did it. You begin to bust out. You get to the edge. And your dragon friend reveals at this point, as you reach out, that as you reach the edge of this facility in the icy waters, their wings are small. They're not massive things. And it looks at the water and kind of shudders, knowing that it's going to have to go back in the water. And at this point, you see a sailboat coming by. And someone goes, "Hey, need a ride?"
Oh my god. Can you swim to the boat? You just gotta get to the boat.
Through the water, and then just like clinging. You ever seen a cat after a bath?
Yeah.
Like the whole like just like clings onto the boat, and the boat kind of like dips a little bit. But the dragon, you see a dragon for the first time, by the way.
Oh,
And you see Khan Dai Li.
that is pretty.
Khan! I told you!
I knew.
Is that a lizard cat? It's awfully big for a lizard cat.
Their name is Dohas.
Dohas. Strong name.
Dohas. Huh. I like it. We gotta get you the rest. The one final friend.
I'm gonna be like, hey, maybe you could try this, and jump from their back, and can I bend fine good now? Am I warm enough?
Yeah, but speaking is different.
It's cold.
Somebody please snip that.
Can I bend good now?
Bend good now.
Fine
Please
now.
help.
Yeah. All that in, taken out, taken.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna jet step off their back onto the, and just to show the technique to the dragon.
Oh, okay. And the dragon picking it up very fast. And has anyone seen a lion dance before?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, have I ever?
That's that is similar to its movements in the way that
Inside once.
Yeah, a couple of times.
it's not like it's flying. It is literally just correcting and moving and twisting through the air.
Yeah. Wow, you picked that up way faster than me.
Where's your other friend? The
Orla, I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh, we'll talk about that once we get your other friend.
Okay.
I promise. It's not bad news. Promise. And the boat
They might
sails
not
off.
know what bad news is, though, so still steal their heart.
You exit this vast volcano facility with Pam holding you on their shoulder, and they go, okay, he's always late. He's always late. But oh God. It just starts running and eventually like puts you down to pick your
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That's much better.
Tamlin, you're late again.
Oh, Tamlin. Hey!
Are we there?
Yeah, you're there.
Sweet. I'm gonna throw you a bucket of water. Just like I'm holding the bucket and I just.
That is salt water. Unless you remove the salt.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like coat myself in.
You are
Around
finally
myself, and I've just got like a water suit. Every
learned.
once in a while, it opens up, and I'm like, "Thank you."
That one has.
It's like one of those dinosaurs that you can grow.
Yeah.
I drink a bunch, and then I feed it to my like tiny little sprout, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I wind it into a little spring, and then I take a running jump and I bounce on it onto the boat. I go as I jump to the boat.
This is why I love Avatar, because you can oscillate wildly between moods.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's gonna hug everyone on the boat. Kuya Adon. Hi.
I don't know what that means, but hey, man, it's good to see you.
And just quietly in your ear, he's like, it means brother. And then turns to Khan. And he goes, Khan Dailipo, this river has missed the mountain.
No.
It's good to see you.
And this
Why do you smell like scallions?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Hey, man, check out the dragon.
There's just a dragon that's like on the boat with you, and it just kind of like.
That's Dohas.
Hi. Where's
I've never had a brother.
Buddy? It's so good to see you.
I'm just gonna be real quiet as we sail away. Slowly saying, you guys see Bam, like your combustion bending friend Bam, for the first time in like a decade. They look different.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
What happened to your hand?
Bam.
Zoe took it.
Wow.
Let's go talk to Zoe.
More importantly, what happened to your pecs?
Yeah, I've been trying a new routine.
Oh, this is working.
Turns out the fighting tyranny kind of does this to you.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
There's no Aime here, right?
No.
Okay.
What happened at the swamp?
Swamp still stands alone.
Did the Avatar take anyone but us?
No, didn't manage to. We didn't even know you were gone for a day.
Hey,
Left you?
did Orla stay with you guys?
Yeah,
Is she okay?
she had children, and there's elephant mandrills in the foggy swamp now, which has been a little bit of an adjustment period.
Oh my god, they're great once you get used to them. They eat a lot, though.
Yeah, we've definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
Kalam demanded that he didn't have to have the duty of feeding them anymore. Tried for it.
You want to be the one who feeds them, trust me. Are there more in the swamp now?
More people?
More benders.
It wasn't safe to keep everyone there. We, just... Foggy Swamp stands. Foggy Swamp people remain there, but we couldn't force people to stay. Once the Lotus fell apart,
Wait, what?
the Lotus, the Earth Nation,
What?
The Earth Nation?
everyone is fighting over. The earth-bending kingdoms are all fighting over the same land.
Great.
It's turned into
History
war zone.
repeats.
We heard something about war in the Fire Islands.
Yeah,
What do you know?
they tried to put it together, and then everybody started asking why they weren't getting more. Turned into war pretty quickly.
Hey, Bam Bam, is there anywhere that is not covered in war right now?
Yeah, there is. I hadn't gone there myself yet. Tamlin actually found it. Can I just say he's kind of weird?
He's so
Yeah,
weird?
very weird.
I'm not surprised that hasn't changed.
Like, still manages to just show up.
Yeah, except when you're locked in prison for 10 years. I got some words with Tamlin.
Tamlin tried, to be clear.
Really?
Yeah, there were a lot of attempts. That was not our first one. Something just seemed right. I didn't even know where Denpo was. I was attacking the wrong place for years. And then you got a note out to us.
Yeah, who was that?
They said their name was Lee.
Why's that funny?
They're all Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a game going while I was in prison.
I did too. I had many.
Sounds like you had a lot of games going. in
I
prison.
did.
I did not have any games.
Hey,
We'll play some games on the way.
Bam places their hand on your shoulder and goes, hey, it's okay. You're not going back there. You're out. We're gonna make this world better. Either that or I don't know, we're gonna go hide somewhere.
So sorry, the Lotus fell apart. What about the Avatar?
Yeah. And you're gonna fade away for a moment as the boat sails off. You are told that basically the Avatar has returned to their journey. The forces of the Lotus dissipated as they fell apart. It wasn't that they were defeated or anything. It's just that they faded into the background as war loomed and they seemed impotent to handle it.
Okay.
The Avatar is everywhere trying to deal with all these remote situations, undoubtedly having epic journeys of their own, but whether it's having an effect, no one can really tell. As the boat continues on, as you journey to the east, you eventually come upon 3 vast island mountains that stand. 3 vast mountains that stand ringed with cloud. You see that you're not the only people coming here. There's a caravan. And as they reach the base of the mountain, people step down.
Whoa.
Upon clouds.
Well, if we keep this up, I'll have seen everything.
Hi, May. You are greeting a caravan that you knew was arriving.
Mm-hmm.
They have arrived with some war orphans, some much-needed supplies. There's also a boat coming close, whose sails you don't recognize.
I'm not super worried. I assume this must be more refugees.
Yep.
So I turn to one of the people there and say, I think we need to get some more beds ready. There's more coming.
Okay.
And I'm just sort of sorting through people and giving people clothes and,
Okay.
welcoming them.
So this boat pulls in, and you all get off of it, probably getting your land legs back. Oh. And your friend Dohas went for a swim, isn't here currently, is basically like swimming around in the water. As you climb out, you don't recognize Aime at first. She's facing away from you. All of you talk. You will hear this as you're facing away. So all of you talk as you get out.
I just immediately just start to bend giant swaths of earth. Ugh! Now that's a stretch.
I'm chasing Dohas in and out of the water. Every once in a while, popping back on land, being like, "Your new buddy's great!"
Right? Yeah. Oh man, I gotta tell you where he came from.
I can't wait to hear the story.
I need to eat something that isn't cabbage or onion.
Can I speak to them in their heads?
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Aime?
You may what? I'm sorry. I
didn't get it at first, but it's been a long time. I would have got it faster.
And I would have come down to greet them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aime is here.
I might get some giant group hug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flash.
You haven't showered since
I
Christmas.
probably smelled it.
Yeah, you smell so bad.
I have. I've been in the water
Yeah,
the whole way.
you're good.
It's mostly onions.
Smell
It's
like
fine.
Salty onions.
Although I was too cold to sweat. How does that work?
You'd still be musty.
Musty.
Your freezer burns.
Yeah, the edges of your limbs are still a little red. You see, as this hug is happening, at first you think it's like a giant eel, like Unagi, that comes out of the water, and you're like, oh no, and then it just flops onto the land and just starts rolling around on the grass, and then kind of comes up. Small sparks come out of its nose.
Hey. Oh. Remember the stone in my village?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
You always have big, weird creatures, hey?
I gotta find Orla. Apparently she...
Just like just a tongue just up the side of your face.
Friendly. I gave it a little pat.
I still don't know how they got here. We met... Okay, so I spent a lot of time meditating in my town, and I guess from infancy, I met them, and then they got bigger, and the whole time I was locked up, I tried to see them as much as I could, and I tried to... First it was getting in contact with them again, and then they got there, and they were way bigger, and now they're real.
So,
buddy.
you guys just aren't gonna help us unload the boat at all?
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's just standing there,
Hold on.
holding
Hold
two
on. I'll
boxes.
have you know that even though I am Condyle the Eternal Mountain, I am also tired and underfed.
Yeah, and so are
You're right. I'll help.
the war refugees that we're housing, so I'm gonna get you guys to grab your own
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, there's
And I-
orphans up there.
I start
Yeah.
making a ramp. Just that should help. Come.
And so Tamlin comes up to you. Tamlin, who has visited this temple quite a bit.
Yeah.
Literally, just medical supplies.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Had to steal those. That's fine. Though.
You don't need to tell me that. Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's a habit. Typically, I tell people, hey, I stole these, pay me more. But in this case, I'm getting used to not saying that part. It's weird, and I don't like it.
Change can be hard.
Okay, Tam.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, you want to meet? You want to see my? This is, I guess, my home.
Oh
now.
yeah, let us meet your people.
Yeah.
You have built a lovely home here.
Thanks.
Is it all the way at the top?
You start to climb, It's a long climb. Probably helped by the fact that there's an earthbender that can do a platform and just like bring you up. Also, the fact that you're a mind bender and can.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm lazy. I'm just dangling my feet off the edge of the platform.
Nice.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll start to like navigate the climb up in the shape of the mountain, and I go. Not everyone here bends air and can float on clouds, I assume.
No, we have all walks here.
Well, let's make that walk a bit easier. And I start to build a stairway.
We're gonna make this easier. This is still gonna be a shovel walk. Some heady people. Oh, come on!
I'm gonna try a thing just because I've been cooped up for so long and now I can bend again. And technically, I'm now a master of jet stepping, so I'm going to see if I can just.
Rocket yourself upwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get there first. I will say that. See Odin just do the
Iron Man.
I did it! My bad!
We got one!
My bad.
You're giving away a cabbage!
We'll bleep that out for
put a cabbage over
YouTube.
your
I'm
mouth.
so sorry. Just pulls his Iron Man BS. Yeah. Gets the top. And you're greeted by someone, an air nomad that was staring, could hear the sound, looks over, and then is like, whoa!
Fine, you
I call.
bend him.
Please don't set my temple on fire, Adon. Can you just chill with the just the flames? I haven't fireproof. I don't know if this is fireproof.
I'm here, these your friends?
Yeah, they're good.
I don't.
It's been 10 years. He's just having fun.
Yeah, I don't hear anything because I'm not used to the wind rushing. I'm just.
But I'm assuming you stop at the top, right?
Oh yeah, if I see a structure, I'll go towards it and. Whoa, that felt good.
There's an older airbender that looks slightly around your age, tightly shorn hair. They've got some scarring on them, but they've got like rosary beads around them. Their garb, air nomad garb, is a little bit more conservative than what you're used to, but it's still evocative of the one you know, and more evocative of the stuff that Aime is wearing now. And they say, Odin. Yes?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And you are?
Oh, sorry. Shiso.
Oh, wow. Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you get a whisper to your ear. I may help.
I'm coming. I just like airbend faster up here.
You guys get up to the top of the mountain where this is happening. She goes, and your other friends are here too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have stairs now. Thanks to the Eternal Mountain, Kandai Li.
all of your friends are here.
Yeah, I say really like in their head. I'm so sorry, honey. It's fine. They're a lot.
I may.
Yeah. It's
What?
we had a lot of campfire time. I've talked about you a little.
Shiso!
Yeah.
And I just, the biggest hug.
So there's a literal like, oh no, and then a hug happens. Okay.
A pleasure.
We're a quiet people.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. We're quiet people.
Con.
And Poe.
Yeah,
She's so.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Your father, did he command a large force?
He did.
Do you, any word of where was he?
He was old before I was imprisoned. It is not likely he's still alive now. Whoever is in charge, I seek to set them straight. And to have my people aid in the fight against the Avatar.
May I suggest you've been in prison for a while. We have many people here that have fled from different parts of the world. It might help you get a little bit of understanding of what's been going on. And so there's like some Earth people, and there's
Is there anyone from the Fire Islands?
Yes.
Where?
Come in. Yeah.
Yeah. This way we don't organize people based on their bending, but yeah, we have several families here. And Shiso leads you through. This temple is beautifully built, and it seems like several of the people that have come here as refugees have added to it. The architecture is inspired by so many different areas.
Wow.
You notice that there are some carvings, filigree, akin to your people.
What? Is there someone here named Angus or Raylan or Keon?
Keon? I'll see. And Shiso steps off. And while you're waiting for that, you get like a hand on your shoulder. If you turn around, it's someone who you don't recognize.
I think I turned rather abruptly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't recognize immediately. They have robes that are similar to your own.
Sorry.
And they've got a tattoo kind of goes up the side of their face. Their hair is shorn fully on one side and hangs over the other. It's like mine. They're younger than you. Huden?
Yeah. Do I know you?
And they just they hug you.
It's okay. Are you from Tylus?
And as they pull away, they kind of laugh and go, I mean, I know I was little, but like...
Sorry, it's been 30 years.
I know. You know, your dad genuinely tried to keep everything together.
Is he okay?
He passed before the war.
God damn, this is my fault.
No, it is. Hey, Odin, it's not. You're not the first person that was given Dianok, or was the potential Dianok and walked away. And they hold out their hand, and wrapped around their hand, they have a sigil that you'll recognize as a sigil of the Dianok.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
I was the one that I guess we're siblings by marriage.
I'm sorry, this is all really...
I know. I'm sorry.
Is my mom okay?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is she?
She's here.
Oh my god.
Hey. People are still alive. We're still here. By the way, this Dianok stuff is not the easiest.
It means a lot more than I thought it did.
Yeah.
Dohas!
Dragon.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. They come from our town.
Yeah, no, I get that. And they reach out. Wow.
So, what I've come to understand is the role of the Dayanach is to protect something really important. I've accepted that. How did he die?
He was trying to make two of the families that were there see eye to eye. Started this new tradition. Barbaric thing. Called it an Agni Kai.
What is it?
It's a lot of things. It's a fight for honor. It doesn't always end when a person loses. Your father didn't like the new tradition, tried to interfere in a fight.
Who did it?
Erden, it's not someone you can just go out and fight.
I need a name.
Well, my name's Siobhan.
Do I remember that name?
So you remember that there were a number of other families in your town and all that?
Yep.
This is someone who would have been like a cousin to you, would have been like a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Their features are like sharp.
I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I'm glad you're all right, but I'm gonna need that name.
I just gave it to you.
May walks in with some blankets.
Okay.
She sees Khan and Denpo standing side by side, just like this.
It's fine, we're done. And Siobhan is just gonna move to leave.
So I see you've met some people here.
And leave.
Put this stuff down.
Apparently my mom is here. I gotta find her.
Yeah, and I call on, like, one of the people.
Okay.
Can you show
Yeah.
it on? And then I'm gonna...
I grab you and start leading you that way. And we're
Well,
gonna
hang
cut
on,
away
hang on,
to you
hang on.
guys.
And Denpo just goes, Adon,
Yeah.
come here, man. And gives him a hug.
He's just gonna start weeping on your shoulder.
Just let it out, buddy. When in doubt, let it out.
Khan, I'm sorry. I'll never get that apology.
I don't want it. We're long past that now.
Man, go find your mom.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go find some food.
First, I need to speak with the chef. I have certain dietary restrictions that I've developed over time.
Let me guess, no scallions?
We have
Or salt.
we rotate who does the cooking. It's kind of a group thing here, so there's not one person. You can bully
Harass?
or
That's-
harass.
That's not what I was going
Well-
to do. I was just going to politely ask.
Would you like to see the gardens?
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
some help with some of the plants, actually.
That
If you,
would be so
yeah,
great.
that's great.
Is there anyone here from the Eternal Mountain I could speak to?
No. And this is Shiso. No. We haven't. Not as far. Did they all announce that they're from the Eternal Mountain?
Only the good ones.
The question is, do they announce it as loudly?
I. No. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I'm sure they're all fighting the good fight then, I suppose.
I'm sorry. Did you want to help with cooking?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Okay, come with me. Shiso will lead them on. It's really funny to me to imagine Shiso doing this, because Shiso is like the equivalent of like the head monk here.
The abbess.
Yeah. She's just like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna help someone cook dinner, I guess.
Like my friends are,
It's really cute.
they don't really understand they have a lot of needs.
I'm
They have
getting that.
There's a lot of feelings. Great once you get to know them.
You don't, as you say that, you don't see in the kitchen, but you hear me echo, from now on, we refer to each other as chef.
Yes, chef. I want to hear a yes, chef in chat. Do it.
You, on Expo, you.
This is a bunch of quiet, like, air nomads.
I need hands. I need hands. I need hands.
Oh,
This is extra funny knowing what I know about Alan the person. So, a few things happen here. You help out in the kitchen. And the resources they have at their disposal, you're able to make a really good meal. You're able to help with some of the spices so that, yeah.
That really sounds like we did something naughty to the dumpling.
It's just me taking salt.
Spike the dumpling.
It's just
all right?
me taking salt and onion out of everything.
We got our yes chefs in chat. Yeah! Love you, beautiful people. Thank you very much. Thank you. By the way, shout out to Sam Carganelli, who is our person in the chair today and is absolutely kicking butt.
Also a
Thank
great
you very
chef.
much.
Speaking of chef.
Oh yeah, yes chef.
Yes, chef.
I do like that yes chef is just turning into the new yes daddy.
It's so-
PG-13 game. Cool. Let's
bring it back in.
I was doing great keeping it there.
good night, everybody.
I gotta go.
We've all seen what Jeremy White looks like in The Bear, and we all.
It's true.
It's the same. It's yes, chef.
Okay.
All right.
PG-13 game.
That was an overshare. You know?
That was.
Let's cut that. Let's cut that.
No, let's
We're keeping that. We're keeping that.
Leave it in.
So you two managed to cook dinner.
Wait, who's cooking dinner?
These two. With the hands of many
Lots
others.
of help.
You do find your mother. She's very old. And she is surrounded by a number of members of your family. And not your direct family, but like those that remain. You learn that those that you were expecting to find have since joined other families. They married and are, as a result, are still there in that war. You learn that Siobhan is the Dianok of this surviving group, and seems to be very opposed to the idea of being here. Your mother insists upon the idea that they've done good by them, but it's very difficult to feel that way. Do you ask specifically about the day your dad died?
I don't need to.
Okay.
I got enough of an answer there.
Yeah.
I apologize profusely to my mom. I don't know if you want to do that scene.
I don't want to put you through that.
I'm good. Oh,
Okay.
I am too pregnant for this.
I also don't think I could handle it.
I will say we are going to get into more of your family stuff next episode. So we will save that for next one if that's okay.
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to, as I'm a, I'd like to like draw Adon a bath and like the nice, like quiet, like I would like to like
Hot.
like a hot bath in like incense.
If it's not hot enough, it'll be.
Like all the niceties. Like she still comes to me and is like, "That's our suite." I'm like, "I know, sweetie. I'm sorry. Just for tonight, I feel like he needs it. Like a big feeling spa."
Yeah.
We bring him
experience.
noodle soup, super spicy coconut sauce in him.
Yeah.
God, that sounds
and
amazing.
it's absolutely like roasting.
I'm
It's like
gonna
laksa.
let you know. The person who murdered my father is here.
Oh.
I will not disrespect your home. But either they need to leave or I do.
Okay. I'd like you to rest tonight.
I'm not saying right now.
Okay.
This is amazing, and I'm so happy to see you guys.
Take all the time you need, and we can talk about this in the morning. But I respect that. And we'll figure something out. Okay.
But as you can see, what we are trying to do is care for each other.
Yeah. No,
And
this
it is with that in mind that I implore you to tell me what you taste in this.
Con, can you roll creativity for me?
and
Yes.
and what is it?
Roll creativity for me. Okay.
I'm gonna roll something too.
That's kind of, that 4 is kind of cocked.
Yeah.
that needs to be
That's
re-rolled.
not the one that needs to be re-rolled for sure.
It's a 4 again. Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. So
Not
It's
tasty.
So
You know what?
with
Forget rolling. Actually, I'm gonna roll something.
So I'm not a great chef or even a good cook at all, but I'm trying to create a new cuisine style that is completely devoid of salt or onions
Okay.
in a dish that probably needed one or the other.
Fair enough. I rolled to guide and comfort, and I rolled a 10, and I have a +1. So it's a strong hit. I'm gonna taste it and just say, I taste love.
Oh.
Does it taste good though?
It's pretty good.
God, I've just been cutting so many onions today.
I mean, compared to prison.
What? Why?
What did they feed you guys? Because this is way better than anything I've had for the last 10 years. Like, so much better. Could use a little salt.
I got nothing but dried mochi. It was awful.
as
I want a mango.
there are mangoes here, I will say.
I told you my house is dope.
I love the climb of Aime being like, I don't really have a home, and now like I have the best home.
She went full like comfort.
I will say, and for everybody in chat, very, very happy to have Aime and Cheyenne back in our game.
Yes.
Lovely.
Happy to be back.
So I'm willing to break this now on that note. First episode, second episode, my first roll of each game, I rolled 2 6s. Without you here, I rolled a 6 and a 1. Today, I rolled 2 6s.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice.
So special.
The gang's back together.
By the way, I do need chat to like give us at least a suggestion as far as this group's name. They don't have a squad name yet. We need help with that. So
Collective trauma.
please throw that in chat. I want to see it.
Team Misty Eye.
Yeah. Team Salt.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm done.
Into the evening. You, I'm gonna get you two to roll for me. Just roll. I don't need a stat tied to this. Just want to hear who gets it.
Oh, and I told my mom the whole story of the dragon and introduced her to it.
6.
Yeah, everybody, all of your people are just taken with the horse.
Getting so many belly rubs.
It is.
Flapping its
What'd you get?
I got 6.
I got an 8.
Cool. So this is gonna happen first, then.
Okay.
So you're with your family, enjoying meals or with other people. Con, you are standing, looking at the clouds, standing on tiles of marble. And a voice says, "He really did a number on you, eh?" You look up and it's a firebender individual that looks to be wearing similar colors to Eowyn.
Yeah.
For everyone else, this is Siobhan again.
Ah. You must be. I don't know what the direct relation is, but...
Technically, I think we're siblings now. The marriage.
How may I help you?
Must feel weird, eh? Your people don't run from war.
Enough time has passed. I don't feel this anymore. And I don't feel this anymore either, though I haven't forgotten what it could feel like.
Have you been out there yet? And
No.
look out to the clouds?
No, but I'm going to go. Soon. I'm going to find out what has happened to my people and my home. And then I'm going to begin.
Keep out and close. 'Cause otherwise, I have a feeling he's heading a very similar direction to his dear old dad.
And what of you? What direction are you heading?
I'm heading back to the Fire Islands. There's a war to win.
I bet there is.
Oh. And they unfold the Dianoc thing from their hand, toss it at you. You can give that to him. I don't really need it anymore. And they just start walking down the stairs.
I wait until they're gone. And then I just
Did you turn it to...
no, I just let it go
Off the mountain.
off
Okay.
the mountain.
Cool.
I know what it's like to be burdened.
That's a homie right there.
As
I was hoping you were going to take the steps out from under her feet.
Make a new NPC.
I'll just say this. You're both pretty good at jet stepping.
Ugh. Fine. Even the tripper would be good.
It's fixing to be Firelord #1.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear that, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, next while is spent you figuring out where you're going to go, what you're going to do. I imagine most of you are going to intend to return to your people. See what you can do.
Maybe start a rebellion, depending on what I find, you know.
Swamp. Earth, wherever in the earth.
The Eternal Mountain. I've been saying it all.
That's the name of the place? I thought it was just a person.
It's both things.
Oh, that's confusing. But I would go with either of you to rally people to get a good gauge of what the hell is going on.
Come with me for a while. Denpo's decided he's missed all of the people he's met. And so he's gonna take a little tour before he lands in the swamp. He's gonna pick up some culture and he's gonna plant some seeds.
What is Aime got planned for the airbenders of the Eastern Air Temple?
She's very reluctant to incite any kind of like training. Or any, like we fight. But she does try and secure it, like the temples, in more of a defensive way in case something happens. But yeah, she keeps letting people in, keep people coming in and providing as much help as she can. And she is teaching all the young airbenders some moves. And together with Shiso, she thinks like with some of the older people there that there could be enough defense that they wouldn't have to have an offense. But it's a weird place for her to be because she's kind of reluctantly become a leader with Shiso of this place, and she doesn't want to turn her people into warriors. So she's mostly collecting information from the people that come in and disseminating information. That's sort of her safest way of managing this conflict.
And Shiso would make it very clear to Aime that this home exists for her and is not going anywhere if she has to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't think she leaves right away, but I think she maybe waits for some kind of sign from the other three if she's needed elsewhere.
So as the next decade passes, and your characters go out into the world or help those in the world that come to them, when we next pick up with them, as the world turns from a raging fire into one that simmers with smoke over the horizon, we'll return to that request of Vatu's. Don't let Rava make of this world what she feared I would. And we're going to call today's episode there. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It has been an absolute blast.
That was huge.
I'm so glad you were all here. I'm so glad you were all my players. You are the absolute best, and the performances you brought to bear tonight, truly inspiring.
Can't believe we can't have a glass of. I can't have a glass of wine.
But
Juice?
we're gonna
Grape juice?
we're gonna go reverse order, and you're gonna say who you are, where people can find you next, and what your favorite type of dumpling is. Bam.
After my own
A
heart.
favorite.
Okay.
The favorite.
Where do I start? I'll start with my name. Hi, my name is Alan. You can find me right here at Questline D&D on Twitch or at Questline on YouTube, helping make and play in these awesome games. My favorite kind of dumpling. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm vegan, right?
Remember, you only have a short period of time here.
Right, okay, got it. Xiaolong Bao, but vegan.
No.
100%.
And that's, I had to choose fast.
Yeah, I was sitting here. I spent so long thinking about. I don't know the name of dumplings.
Shumai, what are we talking about? Pots,
I know pot stickers.
stickers,
Pot
right?
stickers are all
You
right.
know, like
I need to. I need to
Jamaican
eat
style, you
more
know?
dumplings.
Here's your journey. Eat more dumplings
Eat
before
more
next
dumplings.
episode.
Yeah,
Before
okay.
next episode. You gotta do that.
Research.
Where can
But
they
yeah,
find you? Who are you?
I'm Trevor Gemma. I am Grave Mortem on Twitch and all socials. I'm here. I live here at Questline. They can't send me home, and they should. And they try, and then I keep coming. But yes,
13 game.
you can find me next week here. And then after that, I'm going to say, we should start talking about it. We just filmed something that will be airing in August called Pathfinder Bloodlords.
What?
And that's going to be airing here in August after Avatar. We're going to be doing something 1 week after Avatar with these people. And then we're going to have that coming, so stay tuned for that.
Who's in that one?
You wouldn't know.
all right.
Nobody.
All right.
It's run by the incomparable Dice Cream Sandwich.
True, Kevin Parr, and Roz Young from Questline as well, and then a couple of special guests. We've got Tank Tolman and Shays Aiden. And it was
And Petra Skelton.
I was pointing here. If that wasn't clear enough, yes. Myself and Petra.
I gotta say, by the way, I sat between both Shez Aiden and Tank, and those arms alone. Come on. Okay. Going to you.
Yeah, those boys.
Yes,
were
Trev. Yes, Trev.
Speaking of looking hitch,
Bam.
my name is Chris Murdoch. You can find me here on socials at Chris MYRDOCK and at Torpedo BLVD. My favorite dumpling is gotta be like some dirty dim sum shomai, or like a proper Cantonese rice dumpling where you don't know what's gonna be in it. There's gonna be some like pork fat and half a sausage and like a little bit of egg and you know, like half a slice of boiled egg and some meatloaf. You know, like
Yes.
Yeah.
proper mystery meat
100%.
rice dumpling. Oh,
Seaweeds, dude.
give it to me.
We need food.
Also, just gotta say, you made some incredible pieces for this episode.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I was channeling
Oh my
my
goodness.
Mr. T. A bit of the who.
It's Condai tea.
The Condai T.
Chris Murdoch is an incredible artist and craftsperson. Like, just seriously, every time you do make something new, every time you do new calligraphy, anything, it blows me away. You're truly incredible.
And big ups to the other costume designer and creator, which is Ash, who is also my boss. So she has to deal with
Crashes to
all
ashes.
of
Crashes to
our,
ashes.
our administration. She did all the work on Trevor and Cheyenne.
And speaking of Cheyenne, who's having a moment,
Literally, when I asked, I was like, I think Ive's journey is that she gets, she finds things beautiful that she loves and she kind of puts them on. And Ash presented to me with these pom-poms, and I literally couldn't stop giggling. I was like, there's so many bubbles! Anyway, I really
Bobbled around the entire street.
Oh, I bobbled around. I ran around. Anyway, I'm Cheyenne Rouleau. You can find me at Shenanigans on Instagram. I work here. My favorite dumplings are soup dumplings Come on.
Yeah, let's
yes,
go. Let's go.
Also-
In the spoon, in the bite.
Fun fact, I've been calling the baby dumpling.
There you go. There's your favorite dumpling right
My
there.
favorite dumpling is the one that was kicking the hell out of me because Trevor was making me upset. I was like feeling big feelings, and it was like, stop!
Feeling
It
things,
literally, like, my belt was going like, boop.
Oh, little whoop
Really
bender.
responding.
Little whoop bender.
Yeah, little whoop bender. Yeah, so that's the best dumpling of all.
Speaking of Cheyenne, also, by the way, both Alan and Cheyenne, if you couldn't already tell, are amazing comedians. And you can see them so many different places. If you're local to Vancouver, you can see Alan doing stand-up. He kicks butt. And Cheyenne has an amazing show that's going to be coming up, one-woman show.
Yeah.
That's going to be incredible. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Trevor's an amazing producer. This wouldn't have happened without him. I am Petra Skelton, but before I go into all that, we should talk about who won this lovely thing.
Yeah.
And I am delighted to say that, yeah, it is the Mad Queen. So I believe that's Aubrey. So congratulations, Aubrey, you won!
The Mad
Good job.
Congratulations.
I would also like to thank our incredible DJ, Casey, who we had I swear, one time pull up. I need a DJ camera because I keep gesturing and it's like you're the void right now.
Twitch.tv/depth of field.
This game would not have the emotional effect. It wouldn't land the way it does without Casey. Casey brings this to the place it needs to inhabit, and getting everything that Casey brought to the fore was truly incredible.
Can you imagine having like a tuba following everything?
If you watch this back, you'll
I can
watch
hear it in my
You'll watch my face
time I drop
journey here, and there's a bunch of times that I'm just reacting to his timing. I'm like,
Yeah.
Alan is also an incredible producer, I should say. I didn't mean
I was hitting them.
I got to count you in.
and I was waving it away, so stop it.
Our amazing techs back there who won't come on camera, but we've got Jay, we've got Silas back there, I think.
No, Dylan.
Dylan
yeah.
back there, everybody there, so many people here at Quest Coast. I'm Petra Skelton. I am very delighted to have been here. You can find me at Preapocalypse on itch.io, on Twitter, on Instagram, on pretty much everywhere.
Threads now?
I'm not on Threads yet.
Get on Threads.
I don't, I don't know.
There's another thing to be on.
It's Instagram's Twitter.
You can
They're
find.
trying to kill it.
You'll be able to find me in Bloodlords, where I am playing a character I guarantee you have never seen me play. Is probably one of the weirder, grosser dudes I've ever played.
It was so good.
My first mask character in years, so that's fun. Yeah, I'm really happy everybody tuned in. We're going to be back next week, same Avatar time, same Avatar channel.
Same bat, time same. My community don't know what that is. Never mind.
And I forgot to say my favorite dumpling, which is char siu bao. Every time I can just I can just tear it open, and I love dumplings. I can just best. Thank you all for tuning in. Please come back for our next episode next week.
And stay tuned for the raid.
Stay tuned for the raid. You're all incredible. I love all of you.
And we love all of you.
Bye.